Before I got this car, I didn't know a whole lot about paint and body work. I'd thrown a little Bondo and did a little fiberglass work, but nothing like what was entailed to make this car look like it does today. There are a lot of special tools involved with getting a body finished out just right so it's ready to paint. But you know what? I didn't have any of them. I had to figure out how to do it without any of that stuff because it was outside my budget or finances to be able to purchase all these straight line sanders and all the different things that it takes to be able to do this kind of stuff. So, what did I use? This is what I used: some sandpaper and a block of wood. And even with that, there was still a learning curve involved. As you can see, nothing turned out just perfect. But it's a lot better than it was. And had I not taken the time to learn as I went along, it wouldn't look like that. The mechanical aspect of things, I've been doing that for years and years. And I've had that down pat for quite some time. But the paint and body work, not so much. But over time, I learned my lessons, what you can get away with and what you can't. And I don't want to say good at it, but I can do it. I understand what it takes and what needs to be done and the steps that are involved to get to where you want to get to. And that brings me to the point of this video. On this floor represents our freedom. And right now, even though it's threatened, it's fairly vast. But somebody else is out there working against our freedom, and it's slowly being drained away. And unless we, the people of this country, are willing to take an interest and willing to say, hey, what goes on here? Before you know it, it'll all be gone. And everyone will be wondering why they have to roll around in some awkward looking piece of junk instead of something that had potential to be something, until we all started to look the other way. Most of you would be embarrassed to roll around in something like this. Something ate up with rust. It doesn't look that good. That for the most part is past its prime and definitely different than what everybody else is rolling around in. I never, and actually still don't, give a shit about that. How it looks could make a shit bit of difference to me. That's everyone else's trip, not mine. There are those who would say it doesn't matter what's on the inside. It matters on what's on the outside and how it looks. When it's the exact opposite. If your mechanics are all screwed up inside, how the outside looks doesn't make a shit bit of difference. And that's where we're at, basically. As a country, as a world, as a race of beings. You got a whole bunch of people out there that don't know anything that goes on underneath the hood, but want to dress up the outside so that it's pleasing to the rest of the world, when they don't have any idea how that shit's actually supposed to work, yet would run down and threaten and silence the rest of us in order to make it possible for them to be able to do that. People can take the time to learn. I've known people who didn't know anything about football learn all about it in one season. And as an example, like I said before, I don't know a damn thing about paint and body work. And even though I had to go about it in a way that most people wouldn't, here's the proof. It can be done. And politics and world affairs are no different. But unless we're willing to put in the time and the effort and become informed and share the things we learn along the way, things aren't ever going to change. As a matter of fact, the rust on our republic will only get worse.